Like what? Welcome to welcome to our first weekly edition of Community Q&A. This is going to be our second live stream each week, and first weekly edition
Whoa,
of
I hear myself. Here we go.
My first question is for George.
Yeah.
What was that?
Have you not noticed every week? Every week, I'm going to come up with something different to just put you on the spot. It's going to be how I intro these episodes now. It's going to be a half-finished sentence, and it's going to catch you off guard each time.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
So this one is because we keep getting cut short, I guess, in trying to do the news and answer people's questions. So we've decided to kind of split them and do questions and stuff from the community in 1 week or one episode. And then in the second episode, on Wednesday, we will do the news like usual. So we'll see how it goes. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. And I will kick it over to Dimitar, who says he has a question he wants to get started with.
Yeah, it's not a question mainly. It's actually a problem that's been around with Flutterflow since they introduced the data type. So what I'm talking about is when you go to, for example, custom function. I think I think the only custom code, because let's briefly introduce for the people that don't know the custom code for the flow. So we have function, custom widget, and custom actions. What is the difference between those? The main difference for me is that in custom widgets and custom, you can actually add your you can add dependency, and you can add Flutter packages. So I should show what I'm talking about if someone doesn't know about it, but I think most of the people will know about it. But I'm talking about those packages over here. So yeah, you can add those packages. You can add those packages over to with a custom widget and custom actions, but you cannot do this. Unfortunately, you cannot do this with a custom functions. Because you cannot do this in custom functions, this is one of the reasons why you cannot add data type. It's a type, right? It's not data type. It's data type. Yeah, exactly. So it's data type. And what is a data type? Maybe I should start with that. So if you go to Firestore to data type, and then you can create a data type. And for example, create a data type car, for example, with the name of my type. And I can have a field like a color. So this would be the color of my car. And then I can have wheels. This is how you spell wheels? Probably not.
It's close enough.
No, let's try something else. Doors. I know how to spell doors.
There we go.
So let's
How many doors? Go ahead.
And then brand. This would be a string. So on and so forth. I can just continue infinity. Not infinity, but okay, I can just make 50 of them. But so yeah, the whole idea is that when I have a car and I have the color, the doors, and the brand, I can actually have multiple cars. So I can have a list of data types. So in my case, I can have a list of cars. And having a list of cars, I can actually set that here. And I can say, okay, I have, for example, I have a column or I have a list view. And I can say, let me show my cars over here. And let me show the color of it, the picture, the image, and so on and so forth. But I don't want to talk about it. I just want briefly talk about what is a data type. So what about if I want to actually create a new function, and I want to be this new function will be, for example, combine cars, or maybe I can create a new car. So if I go over here, I would say that I want to return a data type, and this data type will be a car, and this will be a list of cars, and I will get from my database let's give a simple example. I think there's, I don't know about you, George, but I think there is a problem with covers, especially the data type covers. If you use covers in custom
Yeah, let's try to
functions.
keep it simple. Let's just do like a list of brands and a list of doors. So for instance, we're trying to combine a list of, make a new list of cars from a list of brands and a list of doors, right? Isn't that the other thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Great
Wheels. So if you want to do this right now,
Can you zoom in a bit
so we have,
so we can see?
sure, I can try.
There we go. That's better. Better for my eyes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a list of brands. It's a string list of strings, and then this is a list of integers because the doors will be an integer. So first of all, what I want to do is get the no safety. Write the no safety is the method that I'm writing it, but right now. So if apparently if I don't have brands, if I don't have any brands, I'll just get an empty string and not no, because no is different than empty string. Yeah, there are two different things. And what you want, I would just briefly say this because we already talked about, I think, 2 or 3 live streams about no safety when they introduce it in Flow. But what you wanted, yeah, but what you want at the end of the day, it's just an empty string. And then for the doors, we do the same thing. So we do doors, doors. So basically, this saying, if we don't have doors, they just give. If doors is no, then just give an empty string. Give me an empty string. And so doors will be an empty string.
So you've got a car with no doors. It's like a race car.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So what I want, for example, if I want to create a new car data type of car, so a new car, how do I create a new car? So I can just write car struct, because this is how Flow. It's this is the object that is actually creating the data type. So if it's a car, it will add struct with a capital S after that. So it's a car struct, or if it's a person, it will be person struct, and so on and so forth. So I would just write this because this is the data type I want. If I want a string, I'll write a string, right? If I want an integer, I'll write an integer. But in my case, I want to be a data type, and data type will be car. So that's why I'm writing car strict, and I'm getting the name of the variable will be car. And then here, I can say new car strict builder. So I think this is the name of the object that Flow is using to create a new car. And this is actually how you do it and how Flow is doing it. When you create a new data type inside the Flow, and this is what in the backend and in the code will do. It's complaining about I have the unnecessary new key because it seems that the new version of Dart you don't need the new anymore, so I can remove this. And then here it's complaining that I'm not using car. If I print car, it will stop complaining. You can see this error, it's gone if I can spell print correctly. Yes, and then here it's complaining that I'm not returning list of a list of cars, a list of data type cars. But I think I can actually surprise that by just saying, so I can just say, just give me a list here. I think so, I'm not very sure. Or I can just say like that. And this return car. I'm not sure, or this will be cars because I have multiple cars. This will be cars, but it's still complaining because it's saying that I need a list of cars. So that's why here I have to say list of data type cars. And this should not complain anymore, but it's still complaining because this is no. So I have to do it probably like that. And like that, it's not complaining anymore because I'm simply saying, return me an empty list of car data type. And that's why here it's not complaining. And the only part right now that is complaining is construct builder. And the construct builder, it's complaining because the custom function don't know about this object. But in reality, if you actually download this code, because I already did that yesterday, I think, if you download this code, and because you have an access, because it's not complaining of car strict anymore, it's actually automatically under the hood, you don't see, but it's importing the necessary file. And that's why you don't get an error here, but you still get an error over here. And actually, I made it, I'm thankful to Anton. He's a member of the FlutterFlow team, and he actually we made like 10 minutes call. Just I wanted to talk about him because this is super weird for me, because if you actually download, if I save this right now, and if I download this code from
It will actually
here,
work.
it will actually work, and it will not complain in Android Studio, because I'm using Android Studio, which is super strange for me, as I said, because in the end of the day, it will work. And the Android Studio, it is importing automatically. It's importing the import. I think it was backend/backend dot something like that was the name of the file. And I was just wondering, and I called him, and he was he was very generous to talk with me for 10 minutes. And he actually said that they're working on this, and they know that this is a problem, and this is an issue, that you cannot actually create a data type right now in FlutterFlow. And but that's the bad news. The good news is that Josh will not be happy probably about it, but we're coming with a new feature that I will introduce right now, because we have to take value from our live streams, right? At the end of the day. And this is our main goal. So if you are watching this in advance, then you can actually see
what's coming.
that in the future, you'll be actually able to do imports over here. The problem with that is that this will still not work. Yes. Yes, this will still not work.
I saw this in the beta. I was like, oh, it's going to work now. It's going to work.
No, the problem is that this will still not work, unfortunately, but they are working on it. And I think on the next week or 2 weeks from now, they will actually fix it, because I talked with Anton and he promised me that they will do their best to actually fix it as soon as possible.
Because this is also not just for data types. This is also for if you want to return a user record, right?
Yes.
Or any type of record. Maybe we can go through that, because that's for
or maybe or maybe use local state, right? You cannot use, I think, a local state as well. I'm not sure. We have to check.
I don't know about that, but I know that, like, for instance, in a custom action, I have never been able to successfully take a custom action and return a entire user record. Yeah. If we could do that today, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we can try that. But let's just finish two more sentences. Two more sentences. First of all, the idea is different. I don't remember the top of my head. If you remember what is the name of it?
It's Visual Studio Code, right? Basically.
It's it's a form of Visual Studio Code. It is a form.
I mean, they call it Anton IDE, but I think that's just named after Anton.
Probably you're right.
I think this is their own name. I don't think that's the real name for it. I think the real name.
Probably. I was thinking. Yeah, probably you're right. I was thinking that there is something.
No,
already
it's
done.
Literally just their little own FlutterFlow joke, because Anton did the work on it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense now. And then, what I wanted to say that lastly is that right now they're saying that modify code below for the users that don't have experience with the codes. But I think, because if you actually write here, I think you are able to actually import parts from your code. So I'll give you just a last example. that before that, so if I go back to this version over here, there is no way to actually write code over
Yeah.
here. You can select it, but there is no way. I can pressing enter right now, hardly, like a couple of times, but you cannot add it. It's nothing is working. And the top, but here at the top you can actually import, and they actually automatically imported the Dart convert, which is actually a package that you can actually use for converting JSON or using JSON.
There's
So
also some
before,
other really cool stuff. Like if you're adding new parameters and arguments, it no longer screws up. So when you add in an argument on the right,
yes,
it automatically will change on the left, on the middle.
yes, and I think also that is, I'm not sure, but if you actually write over here, yeah, you can see it. Before or actually change the name, it will actually not change the name in the
Yeah.
code. So the function name will be something, and the code will be different thing. And this will actually it's not for the custom function. I think it's working fine. But if you actually do it for custom widgets,
actions,
like
yeah.
that, custom action custom widgets, it will actually not work. Yeah, for custom widgets, for custom function it's working, but for custom widgets and custom action, that was actually one of the main reasons that a lot of code was not working. If someone changed the name and then they're wondering what is going on and why it's not working. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show. So
very cool. Let's try and do a custom action where we return, because this gets asked a lot. So the use case for this, to set it up, is the use case for this is you come to a page, and on this page, your user needs to have a certain type of document. I always use, because I'm morally bankrupt or creatively bankrupt, I always say the example of a wallet. So I've just added the feature of a wallet to my app, and that means that every user needs to have a wallet. Problem is, obviously, I've got 100 users who have signed up before this who do not have a wallet. When they come to the page where they view the wallet balance, obviously, they don't have a wallet, app will break. What we need to do for these users is we need to check, do they have this document or not? And I think this is a really cool thing we can maybe just build together quickly and see. So the first thing we need to do is we need to query our own data.
Before we begin, just a question. Are you doing this in the custom action alone?
Yeah.
And why you're, for example, not having like a custom, like do it? I think you can you actually check this out of the box from Flutterflow itself right now?
You cannot. The reason you cannot check this out of the box is because custom actions on a page run before the queries. Okay. So the problem is, if we ran this on a query, it would return no results, but then we have no way to actually create the document. So what we actually want to do is run this in a custom action that runs on page load. So first we want to check, does the user have this document already, this wallet document? And then second, we want to check if they don't have it, we want to create it. And then we want to ideally return that document so that we can use it on the page.
And in the future, maybe Flutterflow team can think of querying things from actions, right?
That would be nice.
Yeah, if you can actually query, for example, like you said, for example, the wallet, and the action will output the wallet, you can actually use this after that. And
well, but for now, we can do that. We just have to do it with a custom action. So let's try and do this. So first we need a collection of wallets, right?
Yeah. So what? Yeah, you're right. I should create it, right?
Yes.
Do I actually need to create it inside Firebase as well?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because my Firebase.
Okay, you just create it here?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have connected, to be honest.
Oh, it's fine. Just create it here, no?
Yeah, I will do it here, over here.
Oh yeah, you don't actually need to like create it. Like, you don't need to do it.
I need to create it here. Sorry, I'm not a Firebase guy. I need to click over here.
Started to use Firebase. We're all very excited.
Yeah, that's right. And I have like stupid questions for.
What's a document,
Josh? What's a document? What a list of documents. Yeah, so wallets.
So our collection name is going to be wallets. And in each wallet, we're going to have a user ID.
No, yes, user ID.
And then we're going to
string,
string. My cat is eating my foot right now. And then we're going to have a balance, which is going to be an integer. Cool.
And I just remember
Integer,
something. Sorry,
integer.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Or double, maybe double.
If you want to get crazy, normally though you would do it in integer because you do it to base 0 or whatever it's called.
But what if I have like 53 cents?
Well, that's the thing. You store the balance, like a balance of $1, I would store as 100.
Okay.
So
probably
53
you're right.
cents gets stored as 53. You store it to, like, that's the way Stripe works with their
Okay.
no doubles. Okay, cool.
Yeah, just want to say one quick, real quickly. Anton actually fixed our project because if I don't know if you remember, but I'm using the same project over and over. The project is called News or
I
something
remember
like
I
that.
saw that in the beta chat where he was just like,
Yes.
it's sad that it was like his feedback for the video. He's like, it's sad that Dimitar doesn't expect it to run.
Yes, but I think he finally fixed it. There was something with the covers fishy going on, and I think he fixed it. And he said now it should run, so we can actually try this as well when we have time.
Cool. Sorry, I have to entertain my cat so he doesn't eat me.
Yeah.
So most professional YouTubers right here. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this check wallet exists.
Okay.
And
do I need to exclude it from?
Nope.
No. Okay. Do I need the build content?
Nope. And the return value, we're going to do it in 2 stages. So first, we're going to do the most basic one, which is return a Boolean value.
Okay.
And we're going to return basically true or false. Does this user have a wallet? True or false. And then that would allow us to then create the wallet on the side where it was false.
And maybe we should check knowable because we don't know. We don't want to return knowable, right?
Yeah, sure. So the arguments we're going to put in are going to be let's say, well, we'll just do the UID for now.
UID, okay. Is this a string?
Yep.
Okay. And something else? No.
No, that's it for now.
Okay, so I click on
so if we copy the boilerplate code.
Yeah.
Cool. So now what we need to do is we need to get a query snapshot, and we need to basically query for a wallet that has our user's UID. So let's do a null safety check for UID.
Yeah. So UID equals to UID empty string if it's a no.
Cool. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the do you actually know how to do this, or do I need to tell you? So so we need to so we need to do we need to set up our Firebase queries. So this is going to be collection reference with capital C, capital.
I don't know if I can spell it correctly, but I'm trying my best here.
No, I think there's only one F.
Reference with one F, right?
Yeah. Collection reference, that should be right. And then put like collection, or call it wallets or something.
Wallet.
Okay. Equals to Firestore, Firebase Firestore with capital F, capital F.
Yeah.
Firebase Firestore dot instance. Oh, this is pushing the. There we go. What if this is autocomplete there? Doing this from memory is tough. I always copy and paste this. Okay, Firebase Firestore instance. Okay, then dot collection. Ooh, we're getting there. And then in parentheses.
Yeah.
Then in quotation marks, wallet.
The name of the collection.
Yep.
Or it with the capital? I don't remember.
I
wrote it. It's lowercase. Okay. I need to write with lowercase as well. Here. Because it will not work otherwise. Okay.
Okay, and then you can put and semicolon. End line.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already did put a semicolon
Okay,
on
okay,
line
okay.
4.
So now next line, this is really tough doing this from memory. So next line, what we're gonna do, so what we've set up here, just to recap, is we're basically just setting like an address, basically. We're saying this is the collection we're gonna be wanting to do stuff to. Oh, nice comments, love it. So now what we're gonna do is we're now actually gonna try to query this collection. So we're gonna do const query. Right?
Const. Okay. Const.
Or
Const.
Can you do constant
Alright.
dart?
I
think you
think
can.
so. Why not?
Okay. Query equals await space wallet
I think you're the developer, not me.
dot.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Yeah. In brackets.
Yeah.
UID or user ID, or whatever you put. What did you call it? It doesn't need
UID.
parentheses. Yeah, user
Okay.
ID. Whatever the UID, comma, is equal to.
Is equal to like that, right?
No, I think you have to write it out in Dart. I think you have to write it as is equal to.
Or write it down like that. Are you
I
sure?
think so. No, like yeah, like capital I S no quotation marks. Yeah, exactly. Like that. Just capital I S. Yeah, exactly. Equal with a capital E. I'm pretty sure.
That doesn't make that. No, I don't
No,
think this.
no, wrong,
No,
wrong, just
no,
wrong.
wrong.
Just
No,
wrong. Let me
no.
check.
I think
Okay, fine. I give up. Let me check my customer. I was pretty happy I got this far, to
maybe,
be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
maybe it should be like that. Or okay, wait a second.
Wait.
Probably-
Oh, boom! I'm right.
You're
Is
right.
equal to.
Like that is
I'm gonna type in
equal
like that.
to.
No,
Okay, without the, okay, that makes sense now. Without
is
okay,
equal to, and then with a semicolon, like the two dots.
we don't have to spell it correctly. Is equal.
That would help.
I think it's correct. Okay, and then
No, not with a comma, with the two dots. No, not like two dots, like the two dots like that, like vertical. Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, and then space, and then whatever you called your user ID, UID here.
So you made the actual UID.
Yeah, so the parameter we put into the custom action.
It's UID.
Yeah, exactly. So just type UID without quotation marks.
Without quotation marks.
Boom. And then, wait, we're almost there. And then just do dot get, and then parentheses. Okay, what's it complaining about?
It's complaining that const value must be initiated with a const. Are you sure this is a const?
Okay, so let's small little change. Change
Maybe
change.
var.
So I'll copy and paste the whole thing that I have that's working.
Oh, it's not. This is like that.
This is what I have. If you look in the
Yeah, it's working right now. It's
okay,
working.
cool.
Yeah, well, maybe it's better to just do it with the query.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That looks
But
good.
hey, I did it almost perfectly from memory.
Yes. Yes. Hey, we have limit 1. Do we need to put limit
The reason
1?
I do limit 1 is just to, I don't know if it improves the performance or whatever, but the idea is in my mind is that I should only be getting one document back from this.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can also do, for instance, you can also use order by, which then you can order by ascending, descending, so you can get the most recent. It's another common thing that I do. Cool. So now what we want to do, what we've done to
Can we just quickly show that? So it's
Yeah.
just order
I think it's order by, right?
by, and then this. I'm not sure if you can actually do it like that. descending or
It's DESC.
yeah, but it's like that or
I think it's
do you
just.
know?
I think it's without. Hold on a sec. I think I do have it somewhere. This is. I swear, we're the biggest advert for the fact that developers don't actually know how to do anything. They just Google. Okay, so here's how you do it. I will copy paste it into the chat.
Yeah.
Give away our secrets. I think it's like
Yeah.
that.
So order by and we want to say what we are ordering by.
Yeah.
So
So
in
we're saying the
our,
field name.
for example, UID in our
Yeah.
case, because we don't have a created time, and then descending equal to
There's
true.
an interesting thing to note here. If you are doing this in a custom action, Flutterflow will not automatically create the index for you. So indexes are essentially, it's like the Dewey Decimal System in a library. It's the way that it's little files that Firebase stores that teaches Firebase how to effectively query your data. So in this instance, what we're doing here is we're saying sort it by the UID, ascending from A to Z. And when you do this,
Descending.
or descending, okay, so sorry, from Z to A. But when you do this normally on a query in Firebase, this is when Flutterflow will tell you to update your indexes and you have to deploy the new indexes. If you do it inside of a custom action, Flutterflow will not automatically pick this up for you. So you actually need to go to Firebase and actually set that up manually, which is fairly simple to do. It's a point
Do you
and click
want to
this.
show us how we can do it?
Not particularly, but we can. I can show you where, sure.
Yeah.
Or how about, do you want to just open a tab and show? real quick?
Yeah.
Dimitar's just putting me on the spot today, testing my knowledge.
Yeah.
Gives me like 10
Yeah.
minutes notice we're doing a live stream. Then
Yeah.
so
Oh no, this is storage. I don't need storage, right? I need
Firestore.
Firestore database. I didn't enable it, I think. Oh no, I enabled it. There it
That's we're
is.
using it now. You lied to me. You lied.
Okay.
So at
We're
the
here.
top, you'll see this tab, indexes.
Yeah.
So this is where you can go and create indexes. Dimitar has none.
Why do I need an index?
Because you need to sort your, you need to bleep sort your data.
Okay.
So what you would do here is you put the collection ID and you basically would choose the field paths that you want to sort by and whether it's a collection group, meaning a sub-collection query. It's fairly simple. The easiest way is just, honestly, if you're struggling with this, just go and do whatever query you wanted to do in your custom action. Just go ahead and do it as a normal query, which will make Flutterflow go and create the index for you. That's the easiest way to do it, to be quite honest.
I need two fields.
You don't. You
You
can
know.
have one if you want.
Oh, it says at least two fields required.
Okay, well then that's a composite index. That's why. A
Okay.
composite index is with two fields. A normal.
Okay, single field. Okay, that makes sense.
See.
Okay, so this is already out of the box.
Okay, see. So you've got a few already set up.
Yeah, but this is out of the box. I didn't set it up those. But what you're saying is that if I go over here, is this actually helping? So for example, if I have these events over here, and even without indexes, I can
Without
still sort
indexes,
them.
you can still do this.
I can still sort them, right?
Yeah.
But the indexes is helping sorting to be quicker, I guess.
Exactly. It's just like index in my school.
Yeah.
In
I
your
just wanted to make
fancy
sure it's the same.
Yeah, it's the
thing.
same thing.
Okay.
All righty, let's go back here. So to recap, what we have done is we have defined what we want to query. We have then created this query snapshot. We have then done it twice for some reason because we're limiting. And now
this is the first one. I will comment the second one. No,
Yeah.
I cannot comment like that. But yeah, I just wanted to make it. I just wanted to show that you can order by. And
Yeah,
the
no,
first one
it's
is
true.
really-
So now what we want to do, we've now queried. We now want to find out, did that query return any results? So the way we want to do that is Joss is going to cheat and copy paste. which is if query dot docs.
I'll just write it if query.
Like that.
Then it'll be dot.
Docs. Dot is not empty.
Dot is not empty. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Is not empty.
So if it's not empty,
Then we want to return true,
or true.
else return false.
Okay, or maybe we can do it my way. We can do it like that.
Okay.
Which will do the same thing. No,
Why?
I'm lying.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're lying to me.
It will not do the
Lying,
same thing, but maybe if we can do it like output, let's do something different so people can
Okay.
learn a little bit.
We all learn a
so-
little bit every day. We
So
all learn a little bit every day.
So output equals to true, and then here we can return the output.
Cool.
Yeah. So right now we don't need the else like that, because here it will just be
Very
false.
nice.
But if it's not empty, then it'll be true.
Okay, so what we've done here to recap is you have checked on your page load whether the wallet document exists. In your action flow, you would now be able to have, if true, obviously do nothing. The user's got a wallet, it's fine. If false, you can go ahead and create their wallet document because it's the first time they're coming to the page. Now it's time to put Dimitar on the spotlight, because going back to your creating stuff with maps, what if we wanted to create that document inside of this function?
Yeah, we can try that, because I think we
So I've
have
never been
here
able to
we
do
have
that.
here we have imports, right? Import. So here we can import.
We need to
things.
import the back end, whatever it is.
Yeah. But before we do that, let me just quickly say the return here. Why I did it like that? Because if you have a return of, we have return here and the error, it will actually, after the return, it's executed. So if I have, like, for example, or whatever, print something, this will not execute. So everything after, that's why it's complaining, because that dead code, this is a dead code. So that's why it's best practice to actually have only one return, and this one return will be the last, not the last, but before the last, because there's this
Good to know.
over here.
Maybe
over
that's
here.
why my thing has been not working.
Yeah. And yeah, so creating thing, I think best thing to do right now, right here, is to move to the new
Editor.
the Anton editor, because the Anton editor probably will help us. I had actually a few bugs writing code and actually sharing the code, sharing the project with someone.
Mhm.
Actually, yesterday I was writing code. Code was actually gone because maybe there were two people. So for best practice, I'm talking about the live version. I'm not talking about the beta version, because right now we're seeing the beta version. But for best practice, I would suggest you every time to Control I and Control C the code, because you don't want to lose the code.
Yeah.
Yesterday I lost like 3 hours of coding
Oh, Jesus.
or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, that's important thing that I wanted to say. And right now here, as you can see, it's actually doing the same thing, because I don't see the whole code over here. But I'm hoping that if I refresh the page, because I know how this is working, I think it's just saving the snapshot. So for the flow, it's saving a snapshot of your code, like a different time period.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's oh, okay, great, I don't have an access to this ID anymore.
It's kicked you back to the.
That's great.
This is how to do A/B testing, by the way. So right
That's
now
great.
with the code editor, I think we're on A/B testing. So sometimes when we refresh, we get the new code editor. Sometimes we get the old code editor.
Okay, so we have to deal with the old one. I was thinking that we can help ourselves and just
Apparently
get the
not.
import.
Computer says no.
Computer says it's not your day today.
Computer says
So
no.
no, the problem here is that if we try to import something over here, it doesn't matter what it is. It only if it's dependency, it will actually, this code over here or this box over here will actually know what you're talking about. But no, no, that's not true actually. If I think about it, because even if you import a dependency and you import it, so if you write it over here, add it over here, and then import it over here, it still complains, right? So if you import, I don't know, like the Arrow launcher or something like that, and you write the object for the Arrow launcher is Arrow launcher is the name of the object. If you write it over here, it will still complain. Do you get what I
can
mean?
see what
Or
you mean over here because you're sharing a different screen, but I'm gonna nod appreciatively and agree with you.
yeah, I'm talking about this. Yeah, I'm talking about importing in the custom action or the custom. So if you import, so for example, if you go over here, can I give you a quick example?
Let's give me a quick example.
Do you allow me to give you a
I
quick
allow
example?
you. I allow you. Oh, Flutter scattered.
Yeah.
Fancy.
So for example, yeah, but this is the last thing that I implemented. So sorry. So
Asking you for help with, he means.
yeah. So what I'm talking about is that if we import this over here, if we for some reason we need this package over here on the custom action and we import it like that, and then we add it here, and then we have to get. So if I get the import and I put it over here, and then when I'm done this, supposedly I should be able to actually write a code, and this code should know about my new package and my new code that I just imported. But the problem here is that this is not the case. So I'll give you a brief example with something that that I want to import. The problem here is that there is a lot of classes that are actually written over here, but I think the one, not sure which is coming from the, I think this one is coming from the package itself. It's not written over here, it's coming from the package itself. So if I go over here and just if I say like word cloud example is the name of the object, and this would be, for example, words equals to word cloud example. So this is how I create, normally this is how I create an object or a variable with a data type of word cloud example. But because, as I said, because you imported this should work, even if you don't execute it from compilation, it should still work in theory. But it's not showing over here. So this IDE, it's not helping developers. That's why the new IDE, the idea of the new IDE is actually it's actually help the developers. But right now we should stick with this, as you just saw that the other one
we have no choice.
we're forced to. But what we can actually, what we need to actually import, I'm just delete this one because I just wanted to show you the difference. So what we can actually import, and because this is actually in the other IDE that is coming, we'll write some, I'm not sure, but I think this is how Visual Studio is working and most of the IDEs are working. If you write something like, for example, what we wanted to add is, let's give the example with the data type. So it will be car struct, right? This is the data type that we used.
Mm-hmm.
And if I write car struct, this will it's here, it's not complaining anymore. So it will be car struct builder, I think is the name of the
Yeah.
how you actually create
Yeah.
the data type that we talked about. And here you can see that I imported the backend, and this is not complaining. But if I actually commit this, it will still not complain because it has an access to this data type for
Yeah.
whatever reason. I don't know why and where it's coming from. Some important that you can
It
see
must
it.
be when you go to copy boilerplate code, no? If you go to copy boilerplate code, isn't it one of the hidden imports?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It should come from over here. It
Yeah.
should come from backend slash
Backend,
backend.dart.
backend.dart or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Back
So
end,
in
back. Okay, I'm done.
yeah. So this backend, it's already there. I think so. I mean, it's committed over here, but I think it's imported, right? Because we
Yeah,
have
exactly.
imported the material.
Just now in the new
Yeah.
IDE, you actually see that, whereas before it's like hidden imports. That's the only difference.
Exactly. So yeah. So that's why you this one is not complaining. But as we talk about that at the beginning of the live session, this for some reason don't have access to. And actually, Anton was having hard time to actually explain me what is the reason for that, because this is confusing for me. But yeah, whatever. In theory, we should be able to actually have access to the Firebase, right? This is what we want to do.
Yeah, because what I want to do here is return not a Boolean. I want to return the entire document.
Yeah. So what you're saying here is that, for example, the entire document will be query.doc, isn't it?
Query
Or I'm
dot
mistaken.
data, right?
Or query.data, probably you're
or something like that. Or no, query docs 0. Query docs 0.
okay. This is the first document.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because there's only one return, right?
And you want to return this one, right?
Yeah, exactly. We want to, if it exists, we want to return it, basically.
Yeah.
So
let's pretend that exists, and we can write it over here. And if we write it over here like that, it will just say query document snapshot object can be returned from the function blah blah blah, because it is return type of future bow. This is actually a normal error. If you're, for example, if I change this to string and I want to return, let's just keep that one. And if I want to return output, which is a Boolean, it will actually give me the same error.
no,
But
it
here
hasn't.
not,
It hasn't changed it at the first line.
hasn't changed. Yeah, exactly. I think I have to change it manually, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I have this. Yeah. So the whole idea is we'll go over here because this is the return type, and this will complain because it cannot return
Exactly.
bool when you're when you're returning a string. But right now we can actually say that I think it's a document.
Yeah, exactly. We
right?
want to return a document of type wallet.
We want to return a document, and this is of type wallet. Yes, exactly. So if I delete this one, and if I return this one over here, it will still complain.
Because it will say it's a map. It will say it's object.
It will say it's a map. But the most important thing over here is that you can actually see the return type that it's expecting, which is a very good thing. So we can just copy and paste this. I cannot copy a tip that is showing, but let's try to remember it and write it over here. So it's query, and then it's document snapshot.
But wait, hold on a sec. That's slightly different because if you go into the view boilerplate,
Where is it? Oh yeah, you mean over here.
Yeah, this is what it wants.
Okay, that's record. Yeah, you're probably right. So I think those are the same thing.
But they're not.
Because
that's the problem. This is where I hit the problem.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that. So let's try the official way. The way is that we're expecting to have a wallets record. So let's try this. Have a wallets record, and then we're returning here. So here it says that the wallet. So we're expecting the record, but we're returning the query document snap.
Yeah.
So I think there should be a way to actually convert this.
Yeah, we need to do. There's something called with converter.
So we need wallets record, for example, equals to wallet record, and then here we want to convert this. So we want to get this over here, and then somehow we need to convert this to a wallets record. The problem is that, first of all, I never used Firebase coding.
Fine, don't worry about it.
But yeah, if I actually write, if I actually use the other idea, it will just be greatly helpful because it will just give me suggestions. But right now, the only thing that I can think of and how I will actually do this is I will actually download the code and open it inside so let's save this right now. I think even if I have an errors, I should be able to download the code.
Hopefully.
Yeah, before that, I'm not able to do it, but right now you're able to do it. But yeah, I would do like download the code and then open the exact same link and then write it in Android Studio. Because why I'm writing this in Android Studio, because in Android Studio it will actually help you and actually suggest you, because I don't know all the objects that are written, because most of them are actually written especially for Fluterflow.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've tried to look through this. This is where I've gotten stuck.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we can try. I think we have time, and we can try. I have to run this first, which is Flutter get, and then we have to wait for it.
Can you switch your screen?
It's sharing only tabs that are from Chrome, isn't it? So I cannot share. I cannot share. I share the terminal. So I'm doing this in my terminal. So I think I cannot share terminal when I'm sharing only Chrome tabs.
While this is loading, I'll do a little product promo. We don't have Cheetos in the UK. We have shitty things called Whatsits, and they suck. They're not the same as Cheetos. Just a fun fact.
Nice. And yeah, it's almost done. I need to only load the project in Android Studio. But what I would do actually, because right now I have errors, and this is normal because I didn't even finish my my custom action. I leave it like that with a dot, which is an error. But yeah, what I'm going to do is actually I will try to write the same thing that I'm writing in the Android Studio and also writing over here to actually see what I'm doing, because I cannot share my Android Studio.
Use FlutLab.
Yeah. Still loading, by the way. So you have to do another commercial.
Okay. I have a ring light now.
Let's hope it's a paid one this time.
Yeah, exactly. Get myself demonetized. I can do a second for $19.99 on Amazon. You can buy yourself a ring light. A ring light makes you look brighter. Nice. It's like Jesus.
Or maybe when Fluterflow actually release the paid items in the marketplace, we can actually advance those in the meantime.
We are actually planning to introduce custom actions to our platform on app.flexperts.dev.
Yeah, that would be great, because, for example, this example that we're doing right now, it would be great. Yes, it would be great. It would be super useful, because a lot of people, even I, need that sometimes.
No, exactly. I think the difference is what I'm not sure is whether it would be, and tell us in the comments, if it would be we can do it faster if we just do it with templates. And so with templates, it wouldn't be like our Cloud Functions builder. It would just be like our custom functions. And so it would mean your inputs for your argument here would be collection name, argument name, and it would be very generic. And then you would have to fill in each time like wallets for the collection name, and we would use generic. The slower way that will take us longer to build is to do it like our Cloud Functions Builder, where we actually use your Firebase schema and then allow you to create entirely kind of custom actions with much more flexibility. But that will take us longer to do. So if you have any preference of which way you would prefer us to go, do tell us, and we'll do that first. Because I honestly don't know which is more useful to people.
Yeah. And I'm there. So I just load the project. The thing is that it's strange because, as I said, I have an error here, but apparently that Flutter it's smart enough to actually get to an earlier version of my code without an error, which is really smart.
Very
So
smart.
Congrats for that, yes. So wallet record, and then I'm just writing the same thing that we have over here. And then query docs. If we do it like that, it will complain because this is not a wallet record, right? But in Android Studio, I can actually control click over here into this object, and I can actually see about the object, how the object is created, what the object has like properties and so on and so forth, and how the object is actually built. So if I want to actually see there is a, for example, there is a function that says create wallet record data, and this is actually returning a map of string and dynamic.
Okay.
But what we want is actually creating the wallet record, and we want to return the wallet record, right?
Exactly.
So I will do two things. So the first thing that I will try to do is try to return without not return a document, but try to return a JSON.
Because I was wondering about that, because then you can just return all of the properties, no?
Yeah, because when you're returning a JSON, the thing that it's saying, I think it's just saying dynamic.
Yeah.
So I think the JSON will be a dynamic, and that's why you don't need it's unnecessary question mark. And I think in theory, I don't know if this will work. Let's
I think this
try
should
it
work.
out. But you should be able to actually return this, and this should work. So this is like a hacky way to actually do this, but I think it should work. I don't know if you can actually.
And then you can still access all the properties from that document just by doing it as a JSON path, right?
Yes,
so then you would just access it as the whatever the action output name was. You would then just access it. Let's say it was returned wallet or wallet doc. You would then just access it with wallet doc dot UID, and you would access it as if it was returning from an API call, basically.
Yeah, we can try that, right?
Yeah.
If we go over here,
this is the way I managed to do it. So if we were to set this up, we would have an action on page load, and we're going to be running our custom action.
Where is my custom action?
I don't know. Where is your custom action?
Oh, it's on the left. Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Hey, look at this. We're actually going to achieve a sort of result. Next week, we'll tell you how to do it correctly. But no, this is the part where I got to. So
no, but if it's working at the end of the day,
well, this will be from variable, from variable,
yes, you're
from
right.
authenticated user. So this is again, we're querying to try to find the exact user's document,
and this will return
user wallet or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Now here I can use it,
and now we can check. Like, yeah, we could.
And I can check single condition.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We could check.
And we can check from action output the wallet, no further change, or maybe we need to get the JSON path.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. Get like .uid or something and just see if it exists, right?
But I'm not sure what will this return, to be honest.
It will return a null, right?
No, I mean, if there is an object, what will return? If there is a wallet, what will actually
what if there
return?
isn't a wallet?
Yeah, what if there is not a wallet? It will be
null, right?
no.
Yeah, exactly. So let's check for that.
But we can do it with no further changes, and then we can
Then
say it
is
over
set.
here is set, for example.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be checking whether it exists or not.
Yeah.
And let's say if it does exist, maybe we want to so if it is set, maybe we want to increase the balance by 10 or something. Because we put balance as a property, right? So
Yeah.
we can do update.
Database update document.
But we won't be able to update that document because we won't know the reference, right?
Yeah, you're right. But maybe if we have in the wallets, maybe if we have the reference of the
Yeah,
user
if we had the reference of itself, then we would be able to.
or itself or the user. So yeah, we need the itself, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we need the
So we need
wallet ref or something.
wallet ref, and this will be wallets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
And
that.
you could create this via Cloud Function automatically so that every time a wallet was created, it stored its own wallet ref. And this is actually really handy sometimes. So if we now go back to that action, we can now go ahead and update. Backend call.
Update backend. Oh, it's where I'm already in the backend code.
Yeah,
we
we
need
just-
a custom action
Action
wallet.
And then Jace, ooh, computer says no.
because I think what we actually missing here is that I think we need to convert this. I'm not sure, but I think we need to actually convert this to a JSON in order this to work. So let's see how this was done. I think JSON dot encode, as long as I remember. But let me just try it. Let me just see how it was. So it's JSON decode. I think it's JSON decode. And then let's try. I think it's like that. Now it's complaining because it doesn't know what is JSON decode, and I think we need to import convert. Is it like that? I don't remember.
I don't remember. It's something Dart convert.
It's not complaining, so yeah, I think it's this.
Yeah,
this is
it is Dart just
because it's not complaining. So, and to test this, I mean, I'm not sure if this will work, but for sure we can convert. Oh no, it says argument type cannot be assigned to a pointer type of string. Okay, because we string, and this is not what we want. We want a JSON encode, not the code.
Okay.
Encode. Oh, I can spell it right. Encode. Yeah.
Woo!
Now it's not complaining, and then we need to test it out. I mean, the only thing, the only way to know if this is working, we actually need to test it. But no, this is still complaining.
It still says no.
It still says no.
That's interesting.
But this is weird because we're returning a JSON, right? So this should be a JSON. This wallet.
The thing is, it'll let us, if we wanted to access the properties in the wallet is set, it would let us access it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just, it doesn't, Flutterflow is so weird about document references.
Let us try with, so in theory, if I say query collection, no, I need to, no, this is an action, you're right. Okay.
All right,
that's strange. That's strange. Why it's not allowing.
Well, it wouldn't be the Jocelyn Dumartin show if we actually finished with the correct answer. So
that's strange. JSON path. No, in theory, even if it does. No, even if the code doesn't work. I mean, even if this part doesn't work, at the end of the day, the code knows that this is a JSON.
Yeah.
So the code have to actually act
I think that
like
Flutterflow doesn't let you get a document reference from a JSON, basically. This is a Flutterflow UI thing.
Oh yeah,
It's
maybe
just
you're
not
right.
let-
No,
it's
you're
not
right.
letting you exactly because you can.
You're right.
Yeah,
Maybe this is the case. Because
I
if
think
I
so.
use something else, can I just try it with something else? No, I can't,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
I can try it with the local state, right?
Yeah,
I can create a local state,
it only
which
lets
would,
you. It's its own specific thing. It
yeah,
handles
you're right.
document
So
references entirely differently.
if I create the wallet, and this would be a wallet, and then I should be able to actually select it from here, right? From the
Yeah,
local state.
for sure.
So if I get local state,
Yeah.
wallet, reference, yes, you're right.
Now the question is, can you set the local state from a JSON path?
I'm not sure.
Probably
Let's
not.
let's try it. Let's try that.
Probably not.
Update.
No, not update backend call. Update local state, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Update local state. Wallet. We're hacking right now. Flutterflow.
I know exactly. I love it.
So
My guess is no. My guess is no. But action
yeah,
out.
probably you're right. Local state. Wallet.
No,
No,
you want to set it from
no,
action.
no, yeah, right. Action output wallet. Yeah, you're right.
But I bet what you could do is a custom function to convert, like you do with image path to string
Yes.
or string to image path. I bet you could do a custom function that takes in a JSON and then outputs a document reference, right?
No, but to be honest, we can actually continue next time we are live.
Yeah.
Next week. I think we set it on Monday, right? Or Monday.
Yeah, we'll do it on Mondays. Mondays, 3 p.m. Subscribe, like, share, etc. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining.
So I think I'm just promising to the users that are watching this that we'll do it. We will continue. If we don't have something more important than this, but we'll continue. We'll get dig into it, and we'll get an answer
Exactly.
for that. Don't worry.
All right.
about it.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Or no,
Take
we'll
care.
see you on Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Exactly.
Goodbye.